How's it going, everybody? So today in this video I want to talk a little bit about artificial lighting and how it affects your vision and your eyesight. Okay, so I'm actually just getting ready to go to the gym. I just got to the gym parking lot and I just can't get this topic off my mind because in the gym there's a whole lot of artificial lighting, and pretty much everywhere we go, especially department stores like Walmart and Ross, especially Ross, Jesus Christ, like my vision is just deteriorates the longer I spend in artificial lighting. I don't think a lot of people understand just how harmful artificial lighting really is. I've looked it up, I've Google searched it, I've looked to see different sources to see how many people recognize this, and most people, they see artificial lighting sensitivity as a symptom, not a cause. Artificial lighting, apparently they think is a symptom of vision loss or a symptom of anxiety, when in fact it's the opposite. It actually causes mental imbalances and vision loss. It's a cause, it's not a symptom. But this is typical in mainstream medicine. They see most illness they see as a cause rather than symptoms. They get it mixed up. It's ridiculous, and I'll have to make a whole nother long-ass video explaining that phenomenon because most people are very confused and misinformed, and it's like lacking in common sense and understanding. But anyway, artificial lighting. So I'm just gonna get right to the point here. So artificial lighting actually basically down-regulates, it desensitizes your vision, okay? It overstimulates the retina. It overstimulates your eyes. And anytime you have overstimulation of anything, okay, downregulation, a negative feedback loop is activated, all right? And so if you know anything about hormones and neurotransmitters, let's think about serotonin and dopamine, for example. Serotonin and dopamine. Anytime you have more dopamine, generally, dopamine is lowered and your body becomes desensitized to dopamine. It actually desensitizes itself. The more dopamine you have, the less sensitive the receptor sites are. Serotonin is the same way. Sorry, I got distracted because I'm here at the gym and I just saw one of my clients who's not supposed to be here exiting the gym. That's very suspicious. Wish people would just be honest with me. But anyway, testosterone, when you take steroids, for example, and you take too much testosterone, your body starts to produce estrogen to balance out the extra testosterone. Okay, so it's a negative feedback loop. And when you drink too much caffeine, your body builds a tolerance to the caffeine. The receptors, the dopamine receptors and the adrenaline receptors, they desensitize, they downregulate to the point where you no longer feel the same high. The stimulus no longer affects you the same way. And so you have to drink more and more and more, okay? And so in the case of artificial lighting, it stimulates the eyes to the point where they desensitize themselves, so that your vision basically becomes less sensitive, okay? And so, you can think of that old wives' tale where you stare at the TV for too long, it ruins your eyesight. Well, part of that is because you're focusing on a nearsighted object for so long that the muscles in your eyes actually adapt to nearsightedness. The other part of this is that the blue light from the television and the static electricity and things actually overstimulate your eye the same way artificial lighting does, to the point where your eyes become less sensitive to natural stimuli. And so looking at a tree a couple feet in the distance, 20 feet in the distance, is going to be a lot harder for eyes that have been desensitized due to artificial lighting. And staring at a tree 20 feet in the distance. It's going to be a lot harder for people whose eyes, the muscles in their eyes have adapted to staring at a computer screen literally 5 inches away from their face. Okay, so there's the muscle adaptations in your eyes, which most people have not thought about. I made another video on this. It's about 15 minutes long, and I'm going to be posting it probably tomorrow. That explains all of this, including nutritional deficiencies and things that can cause nearsightedness and blood sugar issues. It's a more in-depth video, and it explains the muscle adaptations. But muscle adaptations and downregulation of the eyes due to overstimulation through artificial stimuli. Okay, so if you notice, there's a common pattern here. Sugar overstimulates insulin receptors, overstimulates the pancreas. Okay, when you eat too much processed sugar, it throws off your hunger hormones and it downregulates the insulin receptors, which causes insulin resistance because the receptors and the hormones become less sensitive. Okay, the insulin system becomes less sensitive. It desensitizes itself due to overstimulation. Too much artificial sugars, which, by the way, fruit has actually been unnaturally hybridized to contain more sugar over the last 10,000 years because humans have artificially bred these fruits to be more sweet. Human beings never had this amount of sugar in their diet, and they never had these sweet fruits, throughout millions of years of our evolution. And so it's unnatural, and if you eat too much of it, which, by the way, gorillas and chimpanzees actually develop diabetes eating the bananas and things of our modern culture. You could look that up. Even fruitarians, or even, natural-born herbivores and people who are species that are meant to eat fruit, their body desensitizes itself because of the massive insulin spikes and blood sugar caused by these unnaturally sweetened fruits. They develop insulin resistance, diabetes, in animals that are meant to eat these foods. So what do you think is going to happen to humans? My point is, artificial stimuli of all kinds ruins the sensitivity of your body. It ruins hormone sensitivity, neurotransmitter sensitivity. When you take in too much caffeine, when you take in too much cocaine, right? These drugs, the main cause of withdrawal, the main cause of addiction, it's artificial overstimulation of neurotransmitters, of receptor sites, and of processes in the body. It's overstimulation. Artificial stimuli causes overstimulation, which downregulates and desensitizes. Okay, this goes for everything. This goes for hormones, this goes for drugs, this goes for pornography, this goes for television, this goes for scrolling through the Facebook news feed, and this goes for artificial lighting in your eyesight. Okay, so again, the easiest way to understand most things in health is to see universal principles and common patterns that repeat themselves over and over again. Okay, for me it's been really, really easy, but most people have trouble connecting the dots. But yes, so just think about this, because I can only record 10 minutes at a time on this damn iPhone. But think about this and research it for yourself, since I can't go too in depth. I think that covers the majority of things. Artificial lighting, you walk into a damn super lit area with lots of artificial lighting, and you start to feel spacey headed, migraines. The other thing is vision is actually a process directly linked to your brain. Your eyesight doesn't happen in your eyes, it actually happens in your brain. You can think of your eyes as like an antenna, whereas your brain is the actual processor of that information. So anything that ruins your eyes can ruin your brain, and vice versa. Vision loss and spacey headedness and eye floaters and all these things, yeah, it's the artificial lighting. So stay tuned for the next video, where I talk about all the multitude of different factors that can ruin your eye health, and how you can improve your eyesight as well. That'll be in the next video, probably tomorrow. Alright, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I'll talk to y'all next time.